Welcome again. It's Mr. Mullins, and I'm here to talk about sampling in the Peace Garden. So, we're going to walk through the steps that you're going to take in order to do your population sample when you're out here in the Peace Garden. I have chosen to do a section of buckwheat here. It's in the second row up, and it's on the west side of the Peace Garden. So our goal, surprisingly, is to try to figure out how many and what types of plants and animals are going to be found in this entire length of buckwheat. That seems like a lot of counting and a lot of time. But we're going to try to break it down by using a technique that scientists use called sampling. So instead of counting everything in this whole space, all we're going to do is count everything in a small space and then multiply it by however big the space is. So let's get to work. First, we have to figure out how big this space actually is. So I've got some string here, and I'm going to use this to figure out the height of our area. Now obviously this is just going to be a rough estimate. I'm not going to be super accurate here. I'm going to use the string because it's easier to use the string here than something like a ruler. We don't have a ruler long enough, first of all. And second of all, we can just lay this out, mark how long it is, and then use the ruler later to figure it out. So after I've laid out my length of string, you can either cut it, and we'll probably have scissors available for you when we do this, or I'm just going to make a mark here with my pen, and then I can measure down to that mark in a moment. Okay. So, I'm going to go back to my bag here and grab my rulers. I'm actually going to move my bag into the shade. Okay. And I've got some rulers here. Take one of these out. We'll go back to our string and measure how long this is. Okay. So, each length of ruler is going to be a foot. So, that's 2 feet, 3 feet, and 4 feet, 5 feet, 6, and again we are looking to get down to the black mark that I made a few moments ago, and I see it down there. We're getting close. 7, 8, 9, and once we get down here at the end, we'll be a little more specific. There's our black mark. It looks like it goes right down to about 6 inches. So 9 feet 6 inches. Now when we bring you guys out here, we will just have you mark off the string, and then we will use meter sticks, which are longer than those regular rulers, in order to figure out how long things are. So that was 9 feet 6 inches. Now we're going to open up our notebooks here, and we're going to start recording some data. So this is our population sampling activity. And the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a diagram. Okay, so we have this big space of buckwheat, and we are just going to measure off how tall it was, which was 9 feet 6 inches. All right. Okay, and we will get the length of the whole area in the same way. I won't do that right now, but we do it the same exact way. And now what we want to do for our sampling is we just want to take a small chunk down here in the bottom corner and measure how big that is. And then once we sample all of the organisms in this area, then we can multiply, find out how many of those areas are in the entire buckwheat field here, and we can get an estimate of how many plants and animals are in the entire space. All right, that'll be our next video.